Hello and welcome to the News Minute. This is Cora Abraham here. It's a Super Sunday where the table toppers, India and New Zealand, face off against each other. India and New Zealand have both played 4 matches each. They both won 4 matches. But this unbeaten run will come to an end today. Siddharth, firstly, I'd like to come to you. Siddharth, by the way, is a former journalist with the Times of India. He's been a cricket writer as well. Siddharth, New Zealand has been consistently performing well this tournament, and they've looked like a formidable side. They look like a side that has got everything sorted. Tell us what's been going on for them. What's been clicking for New Zealand this season altogether?
Pura, if you remember in our preview for the New Zealand side, we did only 2 previews for England and New Zealand. But one we had about New Zealand, one thing we noted was how all their batsmen are in absolutely good form, especially in the run-up in the last 1 year. The entire batting lineup of New Zealand has had good scores. And we had written about how Daryl Mitchell was someone who has been among the runs. Of course, there's no doubting Devon Conway, who India and Chennai fans know really well as CSK's opening batsman. He is in great form, just to bring it to the notice of our viewers, we also predicted that Rachin Ravindra would play a very crucial role.
Right.
We wrote about how he is someone to look out for, and he did it in the first game itself. He just stunned everyone with his knock. I don't know if people didn't see his batting in the warm-ups, where I think he opened the innings and scored a 90. I don't remember the opposition, but he played really well that game. And in the first game against England, he showed what he's made up of. So if you see, in New Zealand is one of the few sides which has tested all its batsmen. Like, for example, in the last game against Afghanistan,
Right.
they were 110 for 4 in 21 overs. So Conway, Ravindra, their opener Will Young, who is replacing Ken Williamson, and Daryl Mitchell were out. But still, their captain Tom Latham and their middle order batsman Glenn Phillips, they stitched a very, very good partnership. And then at the end, Mark Chapman came in and blasted a good 25. So you see, their entire batting lineup has clicked. Each one of them has some runs behind in their kitty. That is one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go on.
I'll just finish. And on the bowling front, Mitchell Santner has been doing a really good job. I think he's one of the top wicket takers in the series. And of course, Trent Bolt has been extremely effective with the new ball. So these are the few factors that are working in New Zealand's favor.
See, the thing is, one thing that everybody is observing is that when it comes to ICC tournaments, suddenly we see a different New Zealand side altogether. And what is it with ICC tournaments and New Zealand peaking at the right time? Any particular reason behind this?
Yeah, Cora, the thing is that most of the cricket fans follow India, Australia, and England, and of course Pakistan, because India has had a rivalry with Pakistan. But what we fail to acknowledge is that New Zealand has been a consistently good side. And like you rightly pointed out, when it comes to ICC events, especially the World Cup, they are an outstanding performer. But they've just been unlucky. They've not been able to win a World Cup.
I think one thing I should point out is that India hasn't won an ICC game with New Zealand since 2003, right? If I'm not wrong.
I've not checked the stat, but in all possibility, it could be right.
Yeah.
See, what we need to remember, that tomorrow's game is a grudge match.
Right.
No Indian fan can forget the 2019 World Cup, where we lost just to England in the group stages. We go into the semi-final against New Zealand, and the ball is just swinging from left to right, right to left, and we are just, we are in complete shambles till Jadeja and Dhoni put up a rescue act. And then, of course, Dhoni was denied another World Cup by that run out. I think Martin got the direct hit. So tomorrow is definitely going to be a grudge match. India is not going to forget the loss in the semi-final. But New Zealand, coming back to New Zealand's consistency, they have been exceptionally consistent. They are able to build a good side with bits and pieces players, especially good all-rounders, and of course, really consistent batsmen like Kane Williamson.
Right. I'd like to come to our in-house cricket expert and video producer Bhuvan. Bhuvan, you've been somebody who's been studying who knows the cricket pitches and grounds in India and the condition there. And tomorrow's match in Dharamsala, the beautiful Dharamsala, it's kind of similar to the conditions that New Zealand are used to back home, right? Take us through how the conditions in Dharamsala will play a huge role in the game.
So, thank you, Cora, for that introduction. We also missed you in the last show. Cora handling the breaking news team, and a lot of complaint that Cora is not on the show. So please
Sure,
come to the show. And coming
definitely.
back to the coming back to the pitch, like historically, there has been a lot of talk that Dharmasala supports pacers, gives lot of movement off the pitch. But interestingly, spinners have done well so far in the three matches that have been played in Dharmashala. You saw Bangladesh. Shakib Al Hasan took 3 wickets. Mehdi Hasan took 3 wickets against Afghanistan, and then they played England again at the same venue. And Mehdi Hasan off spinner took 4 wickets, but England went on to score 364 runs there. So it's not like it's going to be a pace friendly or like a all in all pace pitch. But with New Zealand, they have quality bowlers. There is going to be some movement with the new ball, and people like Trent Bolt, Matt Henry, and Lockie Ferguson could trouble Indian batsmen. They have troubled them in the past, but let's not forget the biggest matchup here is going to be Rohit Sharma and Trent Bolt. But both of them have faced each other in their net sessions, in practice sessions, in for the
Right.
Mumbai Indians. So that could help, but that could also be disadvantage since Trent Bolt knows how Rohit Sharma plays. So it is going the batsmen. I think it's important for them to handle the new ball well. I think that is regardless of however the pitches in wherever you're playing, you shouldn't give out too many wickets when you're batting first or batting second. You don't give out too many wickets in the first few overs, and then play the spinners out. And I think Lord Siddharth could probably dwell on it more, where left arm spinners will be a key. They have been doing well in this pitch, and you have Ravindra Jadeja. You also have Santner. So both are ranked turners, and both can trouble the batsman. There is Rachin Ravindra also.
Yeah, so Cora, I would like to
Yes.
add on to the brilliant points made by Bhuvan. See, the
Right.
last game that was played in Dharamshala, if I'm not mistaken, was the Netherlands South Africa one, where Netherlands upset South Africa in a big way. So I managed to catch quite a considerable bit of that, especially South Africa's unsuccessful chase. See, the biggest problem South Africa faced, and which I think all the teams playing at Dharamshala in this tournament are going to face, is that the pitch will be having some kind of a spongy bounce with turn. So if you see, when Rolf van der Merwe, the left arm spinner, came into the attack, he got Temba Bauma out of the first ball. It was, and if you see his first spell, Van der Merwe was floating up the ball really well and getting good bounce, and the pitch was also a bit slow. So, like Bhuvan has rightly pointed out, I think the actual matchup is going to be Santner versus Jadeja. How well the left arm spinners are going to bowl, and one important thing is India has a really good Chinaman bowler. India has Kuldeep Yadav. So according to me, I think the matchup is definitely going to be how well the spinners in each side are going to bowl. I would really like to see New Zealand bring in Ish Sodhi, the leg spinner who has actually done really well for the team in the Bangladesh ODI series just a month ago. It will be difficult with no Hardik Pandya. It will be difficult for India to play R. Ashwin. But if Hardik Pandya were available, then I would have probably thought Ashwin could also have made a good difference in this pitch. And the outfield is also pretty slow, so I don't think we can expect a 300 plus game.
Right. Also, because I think Bhuvan brought out the whole fast bowlers part and trend bowl, because Indian batsmen have always been pointed out as finding it challenging to play left arm pacers, right? And in this case, for example, we have trend bowl. So how do you see Indian batsmen currently in the current lineup matching up? How well do you think they are placed when they are going to face, say, a trend bowl, for example?
What we cannot dispute is that Trent Bolt is in amazing form. He's bowling really well. And what we also know pretty obviously is that Indian batsmen are also, especially Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill and Virat Kohli, are in exceptional form. So what is definitely going to be crucial is that if India are able to ward off Trent Bolt, if Rohit Sharma is able to continue his good form, I don't see any bowler other than Santner causing much of problems for India. I don't think Matt Henry will be causing much problems, or for that matter, Lockie Ferguson. My only thing is Trent Bolt, like Bhuvan like you have spoken about, and Santner. These are the only two bowlers which I feel Indian batsmen might be troubled with.
But there's also one more thing, right? So if you lose wickets early, that happened in a match. I think Reece Topley got quick wickets. So when you lose wicket early, the ball swings a lot more. Okay, it's much more difficult under pressure to play those batsmen, those bowlers. And if you ward off Bolt for at least 2-3 overs, I think he tends to come around the wicket, and that's half the battle won. So I think just ward off Bolt, and but as far as we know, the Indian team, as far as we know, the openers Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma, they will look to attack. You can't expect them to be defensive.
Also, just one point.
Yeah.
In the Netherlands South Africa game, it became very. See, for example, the start of the tournament, it looked like batting second after winning toss, that is chasing, was a no-brainer, because playing under lights, chasing would be easier and things like that. Okay, and India has also done really well in chases. However, the Netherlands South Africa game proved that in Dharamsala, chasing could be a bit difficult, could be a bit tricky. Even target where your required run rate is around 5.5 to 6, it could be tricky. See, if you see today's game in Mumbai, I think the England batsman top order really played really badly, because we saw how Mark Wood was hitting the ball at certified tail ender, how well he was playing. So in Mumbai, if they slug it out, they could have definitely gotten close to the chase. But in Dharamshala, I don't think that will be the case. I think, especially with New Zealand bowlers doing well, chasing will be difficult. I mean, in Indian bowlers are doing well, so chasing is going to be difficult. It's not going to be as easy as the other grounds.
So in Dharamshala, win the toss and choose to bat. Is that the option?
I really don't know. It depends on what the team's mindset is. But I think India would back themselves to chase or bat first.
Yes. And I think going into this match, India also has a concern about Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya will be missing, and here's an all-rounder who brings in a certain amount of balance to the team. So, do you think, what is India going to replace? Who will be the ideal replacement according to you guys for Hardik Pandya? Will India be going with an extra batsman, or will they stick with Shami? Will they bring in Mohammad Shami for the match?
So far, I think they have stuck with Shardul Thakur for all these matches. So I don't see them changing Shardul Thakur without giving him an opportunity where he bowls his quota of 10 overs. But they can also make another change where you bring in Surya Kumar Yadav, and that could be a good batting change. But I don't see much changes happening. But Shami could be a good asset.
Yeah, Kora. So I have been so I have a cricket fanatic friends group. I mean, some of them are also working in the cricket fraternity. I mean, I've been closely following work and all. So what we are guessing, I mean, most of us are guessing, is that Hardik Pandya is a certified good batsman, right? So to replace him, Surya Kumar Yadav will be brought in, Shardul Thakur will be dropped, and Mohammad Shami will be brought in, is the consensus. That could be one thing, but we don't know if Ishan Kishan will also be given a go, especially when Santner and Ravindra, two left-arm spinners, are there. So that could also be a possibility, but I think the vote definitely goes in favor of Surya Kumar Yadav and Mohammad Shami, and out goes Shardul Thakur and of course Hardik Pandya.
Yes, that's right. So, and there are talks that's going around. I mean, if you guys remember, 2011 World Cup, the one of the major talks that is going around was about Sachin Tendulkar's 100th century. And now, after the last match performance, the talk is about whether Virat Kohli is going to get the 49th century and equal Sachin Tendulkar's ODI century. And Virat, again, he's speaking at the right time. That's another positive news for the Indian fans. What do you guys have to say about Virat's form?
Kora, if you see this Indian team right now, if you see the post-match videos that BCCI is putting up on its, we see a very different kind of camaraderie. Or I mean, it could have been there always there, but we are now seeing it a lot more closely. A different kind of a camaraderie, which is warming our hearts. And I'm definitely sure that I mean, other teams are wary of this camaraderie, because when you gel well, you really play well. And in that, I think this Indian team, I don't think cares much about records. I think they definitely want to win games. So if you see Rahul, when he missed the landmark, when he hit the six against Australia, and even Kohli, when he was
Right.
going for the six, it was because the game was already in the bag. So I don't think this is a team which is too focused on personal landmarks. Because if that was the case, then Rohit could have easily played on for his 100 in both the games that he got a start. But that's not the case. They are playing with a particular vision, the particular style of play. So I don't think personal records will weigh too much on their minds.
But it's also good to see Rohit Sharma, bat freely and effortlessly as well. Having said that, Bhuvan, what are your takes on Virat Kohli's form? And there's a lot of fan banter also going. Did you guys? I wanted to ask you guys this. What did you guys focus on the whole discussions about the umpire not giving wide on the last match? So that most of the Rohit Sharma fans, the supposed Rohit Sharma fans in the social media were going on about how the umpire also played a part in Virat Kohli getting this 48th century. What
I think
are the legalities regarding that surrounding? Was it actually a wide, or because a lot of people are asking whether it's actually a wide? The rules apparently says that's a wide. That is actually a wide.
so. In most rules in cricket, are very complicated, and
Right.
this is one of the complicated rules. If you had given it a wide, there will be a lot of substance for him to tell that it is a wide. He hasn't given a wide. Then there is a legal option. Like there are rules which say that you can't give a wide if the batsman has moved. But I think it was just for the umpire knew that it's Kohli's century, and it was not going to impact the game as such.
Yeah, Kora. So my
that-
mind goes back to this incident, India versus Sri Lanka game, where Sehwag needed, I think, boundary to get to his 100, and Suraj Randi was the bowler, and he deliberately overstepped. So after that, Sehwag spoke very candidly. In fact, that shows the kind of sporting maturity that he has. He said, "See, in that scenario, what the bowler did is right. Is what Sehwag believes." He said, "What he did is right because he wanted to prevent the batsman from getting 100. So I don't have any problem with that." It was his maturity. I mean, that is the way he looks at the game. I mean, definitely, I definitely think it was a wide, and the umpire should have given it. But a lot of people have their own representation.
So one of the points that were raised by a lot of people was that according to the new recent ICC rules, apparently once the ball is being released, before the ball is being released, if the batsman changes their stance or the leg is being moved, then you cannot call it a wide. Apparently, is there?
I see. If you look at the India-Pakistan match in the T20 World Cup, Ashwin did something very similar to that, but we got a wide. So it's just the umpire's call. You can't.
Umpire's call. Yes.
Umpire decides if it's a wide or not. If he says it's not a wide, it's not a wide. That's all.
And so basically, tomorrow's match is really gonna test the depths of this Indian team as a whole, right? Because tomorrow's matchup with the New Zealand is what we are all predicting.
Yeah, actually, tomorrow is a crucial match for both teams. For India, it's less crucial, but for New Zealand, they have all tough matches now. They play Australia, they play South Africa, they play two subcontinent teams, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. So for them,
I think the coming matches for India is also a bit of tough, right? Because given the fact that New Zealand, Sri Lanka.
Yeah, but India are hosts, right? They aren't they are foreign to these conditions. Right. New Zealand play against people like Pakistan and Sri Lanka are subcontinent teams where you can't rule them out. So regardless of their ranking. So for New Zealand, the tournament from this match is going to be a task for them. But they are in a comfortable position, and I don't think they'll have any trouble. But it's not going to be easy for them. For India, I think it's mostly about getting the stats right, getting the record against New Zealand right, because that will boost their morale, which is already on at a peak right now. Players are doing well. There's a lot of camaraderie. I see that side. So I think for India, it's mostly about getting the records right. And obviously, who doesn't want to be on a winning streak? Who doesn't want to keep on playing well when when the World Cup is happening in your own country?
And we also
just one point. As an Indian fan, as someone who followed the 2019 World Cup, the heartbreak of the semi-final loss against New Zealand, I would definitely want India to be tested tomorrow. because it should not happen that India keeps on winning easily and then goes into the semi-final and then faces a new challenge that they have not faced in the league stages. So, as an Indian fan, I would definitely want India to be tested. Say maybe say Jadeja and whoever the Hardik Pandya's replacement is, they need to bat out say 15-20 overs. So if that kind of a scenario comes in, and definitely they're tested, I think bowling is definitely very well tested. I think with Bumrah in such good form, Jadeja in good form, I think they're bound to do well. But batting is definitely I would want India to be tested.
Yeah, that's
Right.
actually a very good point, actually, because you don't want a team to figure out what the problems are in a semi-final or in a final.
Yes,
You want
that's
that.
what a lot of people say. You don't want the team to peak too early and then finally face a challenge. Finally face a challenge in the crucial matches. Having
Which
said that,
happens these days. So
having said that, it's when India faces New Zealand on Sunday. I think the ghost of 2019 will be there, not just for the players but also for the fans. But here's hoping that we get a good game of cricket at the end of the day and may the best team win.
I'm surprised, Cora, you haven't mentioned the run out. That was the last time.
See, I purposely didn't want to go back to that and give the trauma for the fans. So
Exorcise the ghosts of
yes, exactly. So we're just hoping that doesn't happen again. I mean, we still have moved past that. I think only a win can help all of us maybe move past what happened in 2019.
Yeah, but I would definitely say that 20 overs of spin, Ravindra and Santner for New Zealand, and Jadeja and Kuldeep for India is definitely going to play. How batsmen from each team play these 20 overs of spin is definitely going to make a difference.
Okay,
You,
so I think having said that, let's all hope for a brilliant Sunday and we get to see a good game of cricket. Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you, Bhuvan, for joining me. That's all for now. See you soon.